Hi, guys, and welcome back. And this is the final Love Island recap of this week. You're joined with me, Emma Rose, and my lovely friends.
Carlos, I am here. Yeah. You know what? It's weird because I can see the YouTube and I've not sat down yet because there's a bit of a lag. But yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. It's been crazy trying to catch up with Love Island this week just
Trust
because
me.
obviously all the football and everything.
Yeah, got so much to watch. I feel like I've been like struggling balancing football, work, other things, and watching Love Island. So I have to say, I did watch it on catch up this morning. But what a juicy episode!
It's
Crazy.
It's annoying because it's like it's good TV, but then also I just feel so bad for the people that are actually in there.
Yeah, I
Like,
kind of we're at the stage now in Love Island where things are happening and it's quite deep. Like it's at first it was like, oh yeah, he doesn't like me, whatever. But now they're kind of starting to form like their connections.
yeah. So when
Like
they
Toby
break,
Kaz. When they break, it's a bit of a it's not too good. It's not too good. But yeah, what are we thinking of? Well, first of all, let's start with the new girls because they've like just come in.
Yeah, so we talked a bit about the dates yesterday, but then they were having their own little kind of debriefing afterwards at the start, weren't they? Like on the
Yeah.
balcony.
Yeah, it was quite funny. I found like when they were like the boys brought up their coffee, like obviously trying to put the graft in and stuff, and then both of them were like, "Yeah, this coffee is shit. It was like tastes like crap." But I don't
Points for
know.
trying.
What do you think of the new girls? I don't feel like the current girls have welcomed them in that.
Yeah,
Well.
I mean, to be honest, like I do agree with you there, and I think like obviously there is a bit of an onus on the OG girls that they haven't really warmed to them that much. But then on the other hand, I don't know, Millie, I don't really mind that much, but Lucinda, I don't know, I'm not particularly warm into her yet.
Yeah, that's
Like
the same.
I don't know what it is. Like, don't she seems fine. It's just like the particular. How do I describe it? She just doesn't. She just seems to be a bit. I'm digging myself a hole. I don't know what it is. I just something's not quite there for
Something's
me.
not there. I think it's I think I don't know. I did like her confidence, but I don't know. I feel like she knew that she could walk in and try and get anyone that she wanted,
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
And it was kind of like I felt like there was a slight arrogance to it. And maybe that's why you weren't warming. Like, I know that's the reason why I didn't. But yeah, like they seem fine. I like Millie. I kind of do feel a little bit sorry for them because it must be like a difficult time like to enter the villa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope they don't. They don't really seem to be like getting any of like the OG girls like too annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, we
Like,
talked a bit yesterday about how Faye was being a bit rude during their date. Like, she was kind of like when it was just a bit unnecessary. But I don't know. We'll come on to it later though, because there seems to be like kind of alliances forming, which is like,
definitely.
in that case, I am less on their side and more on the OG
Yeah,
side.
yeah, definitely. I don't like the way. So they're almost like Chloe's kind of coming to like a good solid friendship with Lucinda and Millie, like, and has completely snakes like the other girls as well. And like I know it's Love Island, not Friendship Island, but I still feel like you should have some element of like girl code in it.
For
Like
sure.
obviously in the challenge yesterday, we saw Chloe fully go for Toby and hadn't really consulted Kaz first. Like, what do you
Yeah.
think about that?
I don't know. So, like, for context, if you haven't seen it, it was basically this line of booty challenge. So it's police themed, and basically the girls were the main focus. They had to do this kind of like sexy striptease, whatever. Then choose one guy, and basically kind of it was actually a bit weird. Like
Yeah,
they
like
had
strip and arrest them. And
yeah, and then they had to like pull a thing out of their pants and guess what it was.
yeah,
Like it
by
was a
feeling
bit.
it. Yeah, it
I
was
don't know.
pretty intense. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want to do that on live on TV. I definitely
Yeah.
would not.
But so obviously that's like quite intense, like you're saying. And then they finish it basically by like kissing the guy and then chucking them in jail. Like it's a bit weird, but yeah. And so each girl chose a guy, and before the challenge, Chloe had kind of been pulling aside Toby for chats, and they had been kind of like having those initial conversations. And then when she went into the challenge, Chloe chose Toby. And I think in the aftermath of it, Kaz was saying she wouldn't have minded if she chose Toby. It didn't really care. Like if she wants to choose him, fair enough. But it's how she ended it, which was a full-on like kiss on the lips, like sort of
Yeah,
thing,
it was a bit too much, and it's almost like Chloe marking her territory, like, look what I can do. And it was like a bit, in my opinion, quite disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. On the one hand, I'm like, yes, it was a challenge, but then I'm also like, it's not, like the first challenge they did where it's like you have to kiss the person who you think it applies to. That makes sense because it's kind of like you have to do that sort of thing. Whereas in this is like, that you are choosing them and you're making the active decision to plant one on them sort of thing. So it's no, in reality, it's no better than Chloe pulling Toby aside in the actual villa and kissing him. Like,
Yeah, and
basically.
that's what happened as well.
Yeah,
it happened. They shared another kiss again, which I just feel like, I don't know. It seems a bit muggy on Kaz, and I do feel really bad for Kaz because it's like, why could Toby not behave in this way to Kaz? And like, if he wasn't feeling it, he should have ended it then rather than like waiting it out till now. I don't know. I almost feel like an element of that. I feel like Toby and Kaz obviously do get on really well, and he obviously does find her really attractive because she was like labeled sexiest police woman like in the game. It's almost like he just wants what he can't have, and I think that's like the problem with all of these boys in Love Island. They just want what they can't have.
Yeah.
And
but I also think that's an element of what's going on with Chloe though,
yeah,
because realistically, if she's so much like, oh, I'd go and grab what I want when I want it, she would have took Toby at the start when she picked Aaron,
yeah.
and she didn't. And I think it's still like, they were literally in there for a day, so like, I don't think she can say like, oh yeah, I saw like Kaz and Toby were such a strong couple. Like,
yeah, she doesn't have any loyalties. We saw that in the start video.
Yeah,
she was like, I'll go
exactly.
get your man. I'll go get any married man.
Yeah.
No, Chloe, we're on to you.
Yeah, so I think that's exactly what's happened here. She's seen, fair enough. I think Kaz and Toby one of the stronger couples. Fair enough. I still had my reservations as to whether there was actually anything there. But I think Chloe's seen that it's something she can't have, and then it's been like suddenly one day, right? Let's go for that. Like,
and going with like to the whole element, like you want what you can't have, sort of thing. As soon as Lucinda, was it Lucinda that Aaron fancied? I think as soon as she walked through, Aaron's head was turned. Basically breaks up with Sharon. Then they go on they do the whole challenge. Aaron kind of works out, no, actually Lucinda's interested in Brad and not him. And now, like, we kind of saw at the end of the episode, they were like sitting together, like quite close. It's almost like they're rekindling that, but I don't know about that.
So this is one thing I wanted to talk about in terms of the actual challenges was Rachel and Sharon, who have both respectively just been mugged off by Brad and Aaron respectively. They chose them two as their guys to do the things doing the challenge. And I don't know how to feel about that. Like, obviously, it's their choice, like whatever. But I get maybe they were thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna show him what he's missing. This is what he can't, like, this is what he's thrown away, sort of thing. But then on the other hand, like, I don't know, I feel like a bigger fuck you would have been to just not to pick them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I felt so sorry for Hugo. He was left on his ones. Like, if I was one of the girls, like if I was like Sharon or
Rachel,
like, I would have like probably just gone for Hugo because bless him, he was left on his own. He felt so awkward, like just like out of kindness, just pick Hugo because he just felt so unwanted, and it was just embarrassing for him.
Honestly, I feel like that's on the producers, that they should have put Sharon and Rachel last, because I think because Sharon and Rachel went before the new girls, they didn't know who they were going to pick. Whereas if they'd seen that the new girls had picked Brad, or that Aaron didn't get picked by anyone else, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they would have then done that. Like, I feel like Rachel would have chosen Hugo if she'd seen that. It's just a bit, I don't know. I just don't understand it. Like,
I just think it's just, he's so nice and he always gets walked all over, like, as we've seen in previous episodes. And I just feel like we just need a nice girl to come in for him. We just need some nice boys. Like, we just need some OVs in there. That's all I can say. We just need some OVs to sweep these girls off their feet. And yeah, just to be a bit more respectful, because I feel like this year the boys aren't acting that respectfully. I feel like the girls were way more respectful when the boys came in, and suddenly the guys like kind of like up their game. Yeah. And the girls are pretty loyal. And as soon as girls come in, these guys, they've got no loyalties, no respect out here, none of that.
Well, this is what you were talking about before as well. Like, we saw later on Aaron and Sharon alone having a chat. Like what? Like, why? I don't understand. Like, I think it is that both of them are kind of keeping whatever's going on there at least as a provisional thing, because realistically, Aaron has realized that he's basically broke off the thing with Sharon so that he can pursue Lucinda or Millie, and it's very clear that both of them, Aaron isn't their main guy. It's clear now. Whereas Sharon is basically, she hasn't really got anyone that she can pursue. So I think both of them realize that they're a bit in muddy waters, and they're just like, right, let's just cling on to each other, like, sort of, and keep something going on there so that in the event of a dumping, at least we can like have that security.
I just hope Sharon ditches Aaron and goes for a new boy.
I hope she has like enough respect for herself. I hope it isn't that she's like feeling like, oh, I want Aaron, like, sort of thing. Like,
honestly, I would not want to see that. I want loads of boys to come in, but I think it's only one boy.
Yeah, I think his name's Teddy. And he seemed like quite a dramatic entrance, like full on, like in the swimming pool and everything. So like, he seems to be like he's gonna turn a few heads, hopefully.
Yeah, I want to know what it feels like whenever I watch Love Island, I always root for the girls. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't like seeing the girls get screwed over, and if I see the guys get screwed over, unless I really like them, I don't really mind as much. Like, what is it in, like, as a guy watching it? Like, do you not have like one like gender that you kind of like support more?
To be fair, I think I'd be more like you in that I probably support the girls more, but I think that's because the girls do tend to be screwed over more.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think now, and like, where is an instance of in this season so far where a guy has been screwed over, apart from Hugo?
Actually, they're not really.
Like, literally, and that just says a lot, doesn't it? Like, you know what I mean?
That's probably that'll explain it a lot more. I was like, I don't know if it's because I'm a girl. It's like, no, you're right. It's because of that. Definitely.
Silly.
So what are your predictions? Who do you think the new girl, like, which girl's going to go for this new guy? I reckon they're all going to be like hawks going in on their prey.
The annoying thing is, I feel like there's going to be a recoupling because they've brought in this new guy, which means that there's now just one more girl than there are guys. So realistically, if anyone's going to get chucked out, it's probably going to be Kaz, Rachel, or Faye. I think Sharon probably has Aaron as a security net. Liam, I can probably see going for Millie, if I'm being honest. I think they've got more chemistry than him and Faye. And Brad is obviously going to go for Lucinda, and Toby's going to go for Chloe. So
do you think Toby? I don't know if Toby would go for Chloe though, because he might have like. Do you think he'd pick Chloe over Kaz? I feel like if it was them two final. Like, one had to go home. I think he'd choose Kaz, even though he prefers Chloe.
It's gonna be like before the dumping. I can literally act it out for you. Then this is exactly what happened last night. All the guys like you gotta go for you. You gotta think about you, mate. And this is what I didn't like. All the guys actively encouraging Toby and saying like, oh,
putting thoughts in his head.
Yeah, oh, you didn't see this. And the same happened with Brad and Lucinda, like saying like, oh, there's nothing there with Rachel, like this, that, the other. Like, I'm just like,
I feel like they encourage each other to be bad.
Yeah, it's like they basically try and justify their actions by being like, yeah, but you got to do it for you. Like, remember why you're here. This is Love Island. Like, just like love. Fair enough, it's Love Island, not Friendship Island, but it doesn't mean that you can't take people's feelings into account when you're making your decisions. Like,
exactly.
Oh dear.
Ridiculous.
No. What do you think is about Jake as well? He obviously pulled aside Millie for a chat, and Liberty brought that up later, but then he was like, yeah, there was nothing there.
Was he the one who I missed that bit, but does he pull her for a chat or does she pull him for a chat?
I don't know, but I think it will have been him pulling because she wasn't interested. That was the thing. They were literally, you could tell they were dropped in there for Jake because they're like blonde, blue eyes, and then literally neither of them chose him for a date.
I feel like he is genuinely like having a connection with Liberty, and like he does obviously really, really like her, but at the same time, I feel like if these girls were interested, I don't think he'd be behaving as loyal as he is now.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's his own insecurities coming out, to be honest. Like, I think he's just like kind of, again, it's this whole thing of like wanting what you can't have, like blah, blah.
And now he's all saying to Liberty, like, oh, you're everything that I want. It's just like, oh, this is really convenient that the two girls that you suddenly saying, oh yeah, you want to get to know these two girls come in, they're not interested in you, and then like, okay, so the next people that are going to come in are going to be probably like two guys in his head.
Yeah.
So he's just going to be like, oh, let me get her on side. I don't know. There's some games being played this year on Love Island.
Yeah. If
it's going to get shaken up.
If they put some girls in Casa Amor that are actively into Jake, I would put a bet on that he will choose them over Liberty.
Yeah,
I think that would happen.
Definitely. Like, I think Liberty would stay loyal. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just like good TV, but
good
like
TV, but it's messing with people's feelings. But I guess that is Love Island, isn't it? But yeah, Jake, Liberty. I don't know. I just hope he just like changes his attitude towards her and is just like a bit more respectful, because I don't think he's being that respectful. Like saying, "Oh, I don't want to rip her clothes off," or "I don't feel like this about her," like behind her back. It's just like it's just you're making a mug of her to like the rest of the UK. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. One final thing that I wanted to talk about, actually, which I've now immediately forgotten as I said that. What was it? It was something to do with.
We're talking about Jake and Liberty.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. It
wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't.
Clearly. For next time.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So I'm going to be back next Friday. When are you back?
Maybe Wednesday. My face is all over this Love Island stuff. I'm like
the face of Love Island.
Radio Love Island ambassador, basically. So yeah, you'll probably see me around very soon.
Catch him in Casa Amor.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Like,
that would be so funny.
What's weird is that I feel like before, when it was Love Island, they could literally pick. Say they came across you on the street, they could literally be like, right. You interested in Love Island? Let's go. Literally put you on a plane straight away and you go into the villa. Now they have to plan. I reckon they must have like a safe house with like loads of potential individuals, because they have to quarantine, and they literally take them out like lab rats and just put them in. Like,
imagine.
Oh my god! Like, because they can't like. They all have to be in Spain because they have to quarantine. So everyone who potentially will be on Love Island this year is probably already in Spain. Maybe that's why it's so shit, because they can't play it to like all this other stuff. Like,
I do think I reckon they've got a team of like 20 individuals that could be a potential. That's what I reckon.
Mad.
It is all mad. It's crazy out here. It's crazy.
The things they go through to make Love Island happen.
Yeah, it's a madness. But anyway, I'm excited for the next episode. It's tonight, isn't it? The next episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think it's gonna be sick.
I don't know whether they'll do the recoupling. Oh no, I feel like they're gonna do a vote. Because it's Friday. So
who would you vote out if you had to vote someone?
Like
one of the girls.
One of the girls. Oh wow, if they do that, they should do that, because that'll make things interesting and also keep the fan favorites in. See, I reckon I don't think they do who you want to vote out. I think they say vote for your favorite.
Yeah.
In that case, I would probably go for Kaz.
I'd vote for Kaz as well, to be honest. Yeah.
In terms of my least favorite in there currently,
Chloe.
So you literally played yourself, because everyone was going to root for you. Like, if you had gone about this differently, then and even if
just waited for some new boys to come in.
Yeah, like, because I don't believe that Toby is her type. She's like, oh yeah, Toby's completely my type. If he was your type, you would have like chosen him at the start, because you were so like, I get what I want. Like, you didn't even chat to him. Like,
I think she's just bored. That's all.
I mean, fair enough. I am glad that you didn't choose Toby at the start, because then Kaz would go, like, because we saw that with Shannon, you know what I mean? But like, you can't.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
But anyway, I'm super excited for the next episode, which is later on tonight. And keep track of our socials, because we're going to be posting some more Love Island videos across all of next week. Are we doing a rundown video? Or
Yes, so look out for that on Sunday before the new week starts as well.
So yeah, stay locked and keep watching Love Island.
Sweet. See you later.